Colorful shirts are gone, as you can see. What an ending in Bills-Cardinals. Thrilled to have not had money on that game. Thrilled. Because whichever way I would have gone, that was absolutely a loser. All right. Let's make sure we got this thing working. Can you hear? Can you see? Whoa, that's a lot of... Whoa. Holy moly, look at how many people are already in this thing. All right. Check 1, 2, 1, 2. Mimosa. I've been drinking mimosas all day. I'm not happy. I am thoroughly pissed at the Rams team total overpick. That's it. There's a bunch of losers we'll get to. There's minimal winners we'll get to. But that was the one that really chaps my ass. Because they scored 10 in the first. They added another touchdown about midway through the second. Pace was good. People will talk tonight and tomorrow about how great McVay's game plan was. Oh, it was just so great. Running the ball, this and that. Jared Goff is... You have to ask yourself, do you get emotional and pissed because of the gambling losses or because you actually see something that might be true? Goff letting the clock repeatedly get down near zero. He strikes me as a guy who still has, he plays quarterback, but he isn't a quarterback, if that makes any sense. Like, just, we needed one more score, and there were so many times today where he couldn't make a play. And the plays he make, like, you know, McVay has just designed those plays wide open for him. There are a lot of guys that can make those plays. Like, when was the last time Jared Goff made a play where you were like, holy shit, Jared Goff, you're incredible? No, it's usually some guy running free down the field because McVay schemed him open. All right, that's that. That's the rant. So here's where we're at. People can see, people can hear. Yeah, too casual. Exactly. He's too casual. I'm not burning the shirt. So here's where we're at. Winners with Tampa Bay and the Rams. Called those two. Should have just stuck with that. That's 2 wins. Losers. How much time you got? Because there's a bunch coming. First and foremost, the Bubba Watson top 20 pick. Got to pay that one off now. That's a loser. Cal. You won't hear me say another word about Cal for the rest of the year. I will not pick them. I will not pick against them. Justin Wilcox in that program, dead to me. I spent all offseason hyping him up. Hyped him up 2 weeks ago. Hyped him up last week. Hyped him up this week. They go out there and they did shit against Chip Kelly. It wasn't even a good team. It was Chip Kelly's team. So that's the end of that with Cal. The Charger pick, immediate block punt to start the game. Should have seen that coming. Rams, Seahawks over. That was a loser. Robert Woods over receiving yards was a loser. Rams over team total points was a loser. And the Niners, I don't feel bad about that one. Bunch of losers here today. So 2-7 on the day. I don't feel bad about the Niners one. Cap that right. They made so many fucking mistakes. That's on them. We knew that was coming. They even knocked Drew Brees out of the game. That's that. I'll take that. 2-7, now 79-100. Holy shit, 21 games under. So here we go. We have one bet pending. We opened a 6-point teaser with Tampa Bay and we closed it with Baltimore. So that's going to end up being pick number 1, which many of you already know about if you were with the Sunday morning stream. Weather tonight in New England is not supposed to be good. 52 degrees, 50% chance of showers, and that only gets worse. And winds between 13 and 21 mile an hour. So you've been seeing some movement towards the under. Oh, it's not even good mimosa. It's Cooks, which I always get to this point where it's Cooks versus Andre for mimosas. And I go Cooks, and my wife goes Andre. She goes Andre because it's like 30 cents cheaper. I go Cooks because at least it's a real cork. Whereas Andre is like that shitty whatever. It just, at least Cooks makes me feel like I might be a baller. All right, so weather's a major concern. And that's why I think we're seeing some movement towards New England and some movement on the under. More on that in a second. Injury concerns tonight. For Baltimore, Calais Campbell's out. First time he's missed a game in a while. Cornerback Jimmy Smith, doubtful. Mark Ingram's questionable. Judon, the linebacker, is questionable. Font, the linebacker, is questionable as well. Fort, excuse me. Handwriting's terrible. Should have been able to see that, considering it's half my last name as well. That's where we're at. For the Patriots, it's a bunch of dudes who are questionable, so we're going to have to bring up the report here at some point. In fact, let's do that right now so that we can try to get as accurate as possible. And yeah, I'm not having mimosas at 5 p.m. I was having mimosas at 10 a.m. and then carried it through the day. That's how you look at that. Ravens injury report. Unbelievable that the Rams couldn't put another score on the board. 6 points in the second half. So pissed off about that. So pissed off. Won the Rams, though, but still. All right, that's 6 hours ago. Forget this. We already know where we're at with all this. Let's just get to the picks. All right. Line move was Baltimore minus 6.5 on the look ahead. Got as high as 7. Dipped back down to 6.5. Depends on where you look now. 7s are still out there. And there's some 6.5. Shop if you like the Ravens for the 6.5. Totals at 44. It's been trending down because of the weather. Pick number 1, Baltimore minus 6.5. Not really going to mess around with that one all that much. I don't really care about the weather. The Ravens play defense and they can run the football. Isn't that what you want in a poor weather game? A lot of people look at the Patriots and think Belichick's going to have some sort of defensive design tonight. Let's forget the fact that the Patriots are working on the short week here because they played Monday night. But let's look at Monday night. They made the Jets look competent. That's what scares me. The Jets look competent. If the aliens landed 20 minutes before that game started, and they were like, what the hell is this? And we're like, this is football. Like, all right, we'll give it a shot. Patriots-Jets. They'd sit there and be like, Joe Flacco and the Jets aren't that bad. They lost, but they can't be that bad. That was a pretty good performance. 322 total yards, 27 points, look pretty good. If the aliens land in August and they watch the bullshit that the Jets put out there all year, they would think that the Patriots were a disgrace, which is exactly what happened with that defense. So, essentially what we're looking at here is a bad Patriot defense, a bad Patriot offense, a bad Patriot season, and yet people trying to put out reasons why the Patriots are going to do A, B, C, or D. Let's take the name New England Patriots and the jersey and the logo off them, and let's call them the Jaguars or the Jets or Denver, whatever you want to say. We'd be hammering the Ravens in this spot. We're valuing the Patriots, at least in part, based on this 20-year legacy that has a lot to do with a quarterback that's no longer there and a coach who's got a team that's nowhere near up to speed on how to play quality football anymore. That's just facts. And you're going to be in the rain and the poor weather tonight against Lamar Jackson and the Ravens. They play good defense and they run the ball. That's perfect for this weather. So pick number 1, Ravens minus 6.5. I'm not even going to overthink it. That's actually pick number 2 because, like we said, closing the Buccaneer tease from this morning, the 6-point tease with the Ravens. So the Bucs hit. So we just need the Ravens to cover half a point, and then that one hits. So that's 1. That's 2. Number 3, I'll make this one really quick. Opening another tease with Baltimore, teasing it down to half a point, leaving it open for the Monday night game, which we'll discuss tomorrow, 2 p.m. Eastern, 11 a.m. Pacific, right here on YouTube. So we'll be at that. 4th bet, final bet. It's Lamar Jackson over 52.5 rushing yards. He doesn't look good in the pocket, and we've talked about this for a while. Coming off that Steeler game, he was talking to Rich Eisen, giving the speech about how, the opposing defense is calling out the plays. Greg Roman, the offensive coordinator, had to address that. It was a little thing, and then they all moved on. First of all, don't air that in public, but that's just my 2 cents. Second of all, you need to develop as a pocket passer, Lamar Jackson. Like, you just won the MVP. If in your mind you're the best in the business, you got another thing coming. You put up great stats, and you were a fresh new flavor last year, which is a big part in winning an MVP award. There's a reason Bill Belichick went like 10 years without winning Coach of the Year. Like, Belichick has been to how many Super Bowls in the last decade? He lost to the Eagles, obviously. He lost to he beat the Seahawks. He beat the Falcons. I don't know. There's a shit ton of them in the last decade. Point I'm getting at is I don't think he won Coach of the Year once. I think the last year he won Coach of the Year was like 12 or 13 or 11. That's the point. The voters aren't necessarily interested in if you're actually coach of the year. They want the storyline, the narrative. And with Jackson, part of that was narrative. He had an awesome season, don't get me wrong, but what do you got now? Did you get any better? We know you can run. We know you're electric. We know you can make guys miss. We know you can score running. Did you get better as a pocket passer? Answer, no. We saw it in the Pittsburgh game. I'm not looking at him to throw the ball tonight. I just need him to run for 53 yards. He's done that 6 of 8 times this year. And if it's raining tonight, last year, if you watched the Baltimore 49ers game, which was in Baltimore, 49ers had one of the best defenses in the league. Jackson ran 16 times for 101 yards and 1 touchdown. And the Niners were a good defense. Point I'm getting at is that if they're not going to be able to throw much tonight, this plays right into what he wants to do. That's actually my favorite play tonight is him over 52.5 rushing yards. So there we go. I'm playing the Ravens minus 6.5. I'm closing that tease from earlier, which if you were watching, you already know I was on it. So it's Ravens and Buccaneers, which means I need the Ravens to win by half a point. Opening another Baltimore tease so I can close it tomorrow night on Monday Night Football, which means I need the Ravens to win by half a point. And then tomorrow, 2 p.m. Eastern, 11 a.m. Pacific, we'll be right back here. We'll discuss that. And then Lamar Jackson over 52.5 rushing yards. And that's my favorite one tonight because he's going to run regardless. Tonight, he's going to have to run a lot. I looked at Cam Newton's under passing yards. I don't know. It's like 190. And I think they're going to be down. I still want to play the under. But the Patriots are 28th in passing offense, which is one of the reasons I love the Ravens tonight. I think they get up and then, bad weather and the Patriots aren't going to be able to throw the ball. And you're going against the number 1 scoring defense. So what would lead me to believe the Patriots are going to do anything in this game? The weather is just going to slow down the Ravens that much? I don't think so. So I want to play Newton under passing yards, but I don't know, 2 or 3 big random plays, probably not going to happen, but it's a really low total. And I see them playing from behind, so he's going to have to throw. Any questions? I don't have the option to leave a teaser open. Then I'll spoil it for you. The Bears. I would tease it with the Bears. I'd tease it up to 9. You're probably not going to want to do that. I don't think anyone's going to want to do that. Open spot equals no bet until you fill it in the future. Bears. The first leg hits, you bet it. Otherwise, you don't. It's juice 2. Any wind in the Baltimore game? Yes, Baltimore and New England, the wind is around between 15 and 20 mile an hour, according to my good friends at weatherchannel.com. SNF always fade the public, always. Generally, I don't see that happening tonight. I had no problem fading the public with, or betting with the public on the Buccaneer game today. They hammered the Panthers. That was a good cap. That was an easy game. And the Rams handling their business was good. Although the public was on Seattle and it was a sharp money driving the Rams. So that's a different story. No way the Pats pulled off tonight. Agreed. Under 43. I'm not playing the total. This game's these messy games. I don't trust the messy games because I could see a fumble, a punt being fumbled like we saw early in that damn Dolphin Charger game. It's like a free 7. I can see a bad offensive play from Newton or the Patriots, a big defensive play from the Ravens. The total's so low. Weather's messy. I don't trust a lot with that. No total. Not playing the total. Looks like we got everything covered there. All right. Any other questions? Fire them away. Or we'll go ahead and try to find a way to lose more money tonight. I got hot for one day only. And then it was right back down to understanding how the world works. Get off the Twitter mentions, get off the rest of this, piece this. Subscribe if you can. LOL, what the hell? And then ending to Arizona Buffalo. Yeah, incredible. My wife's pissed. She's a Bills fan. That should not have happened. If you're going to lose the game because you don't deserve to win. Don't lose it on that. Ravens first half. I could play that. I have no reason to tell you not to play Ravens first half. I like them so much tonight. I have no reason to tell you not to play the Ravens in the first half. What site to use for line movements? I look at Sports Insights and a variety of others. Just popping in. Do this. Just find any site that has NFL movements early in the week. Follow. How about this? Start with this. This will be the tip I'll give you. On Twitter, follow Golf Odds. GOLFODDS. Golf Odds. Golf Odds is Jeff Sherman. He works at Westgate here in Las Vegas. He's fantastic at what he does. He's a wonderful human being as well. he always posts the opening numbers for the next week's NFL games on Sunday. So like right now, if he hasn't already done it, which I'm sure he has, the next week's games are already posted. Write those down. And then throughout the course of the week, find any odd service and just compare the movements. Do that. But that's where I'd start. You can check out Vegas Insider. Yes, I look at that as well. Mimosa is a woman's drink. You're nothing more than a common troll sliding into an otherwise very sophisticated conversation. Not a woman's drink. Drink for everybody. A fine drink, an enjoyable drink, and one I've had all day. Weather starting to turn to in the east. You miss Philly. I do not miss Philly. I miss the people in Philly, and I miss some of the food in Philly. I do not miss actual Philly. I don't miss the weather. All right, that's it. We got to get ready for this game. Thank you for tuning in. I'll see you tomorrow afternoon. Sober as can be, 2 Eastern, 11 Pacific. You guys are the best. Boop, boop. Bye-bye.